Here we are in Cheryl's Pet Salon in North Haven, New Jersey. Now I have a dog here, and I'm going to show you some steps and tips to keep the dog Tangle free. He's a little bit of a mess right now, so what we want to do is, before it gets too far gone, we want to brush him out at home and make this a little bit easier process, so when you go to your groomer it's not going to cost so much money, and also it's less wear and tear on your dog, because it is a painful experience when you're pulling knots from the dog. First thing you want to do is use some type of coat spray. Now, if you use the Villani Dogs in Style products, you can use them. You can use either or in this process. You can use the spray or you can use the powder. Both are going to act as a silicone type or a lubricant. So it's going to help the brushing process and make the pulling and tugging a little bit easier. Also, if you use these products, it's going to help clean your dog as well. So you know what? I'm going to do something out of the ordinary. I'm going to use the powder because most people probably don't recognize powder as a dematting product. But the powder will work, again, as a lubricant. So I'm going to get some in the coat. What I want to do is, and what I find easiest, is to start at the bottom. So I'm going to start by the foot, and I'm going to part the hair so I get the majority of it above, and I'm going to brush a 2 to 4 inch section of coat. I'm using what's called a slicker brush. It's the right kind of brush for this dog's coat. And I'm just real lightly going to brush. This type of brush will work down enough through the coat to remove the knots and tangles. If I push real hard, what I'll do is cause irritation, and I don't want that. Once I do that area, what I'm going to do is just take the wide part of my comb, and I'm going to go through it. Now the comb is not to pull anything out, it's to check, to make sure that you've got all your knots and tangles away. And as you can see, that came out rather easily. Now what I'll do is pull a little bit of hair out of my hand, which I'm holding above, work another 2 to 4 inch section. Comb through, pull out a little bit more, work another 2 to 4 inch section. And if I get a knot, you see I'm not ripping through it. What I'm doing is I'm going to work through it, little by little. And like I said, let the brush do the work. As you can see, it's not bothering him whatsoever. Take my comb through it. I mean, it's that easy. I mean, he was a wreck to start, and we went through his leg rather easily. As you can see, I can't put my comb through here, but it goes through real nicely on the back leg of this dog. Now, the other thing I could do, if I wanted to, instead of using a powder, I could have done the same thing just with a spray. And the spray would act again to help loosen the knots and tangles. If you get any loose ones, you can just pull them right out and work it through. Exactly the same way. I would continue doing this section by section by section, section by section by section, doing the head last, because you're going to get the dog used to it. By the time you get to the head, he's kind of used to being brushed, or she's kind of used to being brushed and combed, so you don't have to worry about, startling the dog or actually getting bit yourself. And that's it. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.